think with Kyle, he's obviously been developing under Pep, and he's been asked to undertake certain roles and responsibilities which he's maybe not as comfortable to do as, he can rely on his pace and his strength, and he's got a great diagonal, he's got a lovely strike of the football. No one's going to run him, when he's switched on. But again, when you look at the game against Newcastle with Sam Maximin, there's still players that are going to ask questions of you. So it's how are you going to respond to that? And are you going to still maintain your composure? When Pep talks about midfield players are having a team awash with midfield players, what I'd like to think it's about players that are comfortable getting the head up. And that's something that Kyle Walker, he's got the capability to do that. He's not got the feet of Cancelo. He's not got the feet of Zinchenko. He's not adept in that way. So it's all going to be around the work that's going to happen on the training ground. And it's been putting him into that position where he's going to be expected to get his head up, where he's going to be checking his shoulder more than he's ever done. He's been going to try to look to create angles and make passes that he's not comfortable normally in playing. Normally his pass will be he'll open his hips out and play a nice firm ball to his wide man, or he'll play that diagonal, or will go across to his centre halves. So being able to receive the ball and play those little angled passes that Ilkay and Rodri and Cancelo and Zinchenko would normally be very, very comfortable with is something which he could do. He could be comfortable with it, but whether or not he really wants to. And as soon as you put under pressure and you give the ball away with that type of pass, you've got to be able to have the courage and the bravery to receive the ball, to want the ball, to get your head up and to try to create those passes again. So this is going to be a learning curve for Kyle Walker this season. So the jury's going to be out. Yet, does he have the capability to do it? Yes, of course he does. He's a professional footballer training every day with our team. You can't help but be better. But I'm just not sure whether, when he plays for England, he'll play as a 3. But when he's stepping into that space, you just see that his body language, he often closes his options too quickly. And that's a combination of his body position and not getting his head up sooner and checking his shoulder. Now, you think about David Silva, even players like Frank Lampard, it's just a natural movement. They would know 3, 4, 5 passes ahead. We talk about, Kev De Bruyne and players like that. So it's difficult for Kyle. He's having to really rethink his game. So I'm never going to be critical of him because he's having to be brave. So it's about those patterns of play. It's about rewiring his brain in those pathways so that he understands that these are the options. This is the movements that I need to make. These are the body positions that I need to make sure that I'm aware of. And also, we have to factor in the opposition. So will he be pressed? Will he be targeted? Is he comfortable doing that? So all these things are going to be a fascinating development during the course of the season, Cheesy. I have to say that it's a head and a heart time. My heart says, yes, of course he can, because of the players that are around him. But there's a little bit in me that just gets that sense that he's just not comfortable doing that. And I'd hate for him to be found out and isolated because of it. But there are players in our team that are much better at doing that than he is. And Cancelo is a case in point.
Just before Adam comes in, I just wanted to say that having watched you play and play in all these different positions, I wonder genuinely, did you, when a manager said to you, right, Paul, you're playing in this position today, did you sit there before the game and think, right, I've got to do this today, I've got to do that, or was it the coach that told you what the different tweaks that you had to make to your game, or did you just do it naturally? I just wonder, from your personal point of view, playing in different positions, how did that work for you?
Guys, I've got to be honest, as much as I respected our managers, we were never really given that. It was a case of, these are your expectations on a Friday. Sometimes I'd be walking back from Platt Lane on a Friday and be told I'm playing left back because so-and-so's injured. And my preparation is, these are the players you're picking up corners against. And that's it. That's it. So you think about the preparation that these players have in our team, and rightly so, it's drilled and drilled and drilled. So Kyle will know what's expected of him if he plays as a 3, as a 4, if he steps in, all those things. But it's got to be about, other players' appreciation of him to help him out. But luckily, when you've got Rodri, you've got Ilkay, you've got Kev, you've got players in those spaces that will help him out, you know, he should be okay. But it's just, as I say, it's about how he helps himself, and does he believe in himself in those positions. When we're winning and we're scoring 2 and 3 goals, anyone can look $1 million. And by the way, it doesn't take much, in my opinion, for Kyle to look $1 million. But it's when you might be getting beat 1-0, or you're hitting a brick wall and you can't break that down, to still be brave and to still do those things. And that's where, you know, again, we'll see whether Kyle can really achieve that. Hopefully he can. He's certainly got the abilities, but I just hope that he truly believes in himself in that situation.